We are actually talking to Rod TUAZON, who is a realtor broker and has over 20 years of experience. And actually, I'd like to congratulate you. You're pursuing your law studies at the Ventura College of Law, and having had already your BA and your master's degree. And who knows, maybe you go for your doctorate as well. And
Well, I'm going for my doctorate.
oh, that's right. That's right. So next time when I talk to you, which it should be earlier than that, before I before you become a doctor, I should talk to you some more because we have a lot of questions. Let's go now into buying a home. A lot of people have been asking, is there, the usual questions of people, not really the first-time buyers, but also people who are downsizing and buying a home. Is there a season to buy? A special season to buy? Is there a particular season when there are more opportunities to buy at a better rate, or should you wait for a certain month, or it can be any time of the year?
It depends. I mean, there's so many variables to determine whether there's really a good time to sell or to buy, because if you're selling, it's good to sell during the high season. That means that's when school is out, during the summer months where people actually have more time to look for properties. But if you're a buyer, and if you have time to do it during slow season, where everybody's back to school, nobody's looking for properties anymore, that's probably the better time to look, because you don't have much competition in the market.
But would you have better chances of having a good deal when it's the high season?
Yes, of course, because there are more people looking for homes. So
yeah.
If you expose your property and sell your property at the time where a lot of people are looking, then most likely you have more buyers who would be able to look at the property and potentially, hopefully, make an offer on the property.
Now, tell us about foreclosures and short sales. Is it something that you would advise someone to look into foreclosed properties or offering for a short sale?
Because I'm just talking about my market in Ventura County, because the price has gone up and there's so much demand of buyers. Short sales and foreclosures don't matter anymore, because now the bank can actually dictate their own price. People are still buying them. You may probably have a small amount of a discount, but not significantly, as opposed to 5-6 years ago. Where if you bought a short sale 3 years ago, you would be sitting pretty right now, because you're sitting in a big equity.
Now, do you notice that people are buying more in cash these days?
At the time when short sales and foreclosures were surging up, yes, a lot of people who were buying cash. People are actually showing me financial statements, bank statements. There's so much money in there, and not only locally, but a lot of foreigners were coming here and buying cash, especially Chinese and the Canadians and Europeans who are here buying properties left and right in cash.
And you talk of foreigners, Rod. Can foreigners buy properties in the United States, and what do they have to prove, documentation-wise?
Nothing. If you're paying cash, you don't have to prove anything.
Wow.
The only time you will be able to prove something is if you are if you're only putting in 40% down or 50% down, and you have to get a mortgage in the U.S. Then you have to provide all your documentation.
But what about Rod, what about the foreigners? You don't question the fact that where did they get that much money, and how, about the source of the money they have in the bank? Isn't that a question mark?
It is not our responsibility as brokers, agents, to question that. It is the responsibility of the title, but all they have to do is provide their passport from the ESCO company, where the ESCO it's done by an attorney. Probably make a copy of the passport and put them in the file that this is exactly who they are.
Oh, wow. So does it?
If somebody from the Philippines or somebody from Europe will come and buy a property and they have cash. All they have to do is show their bank statements where the money's coming from, and they're just going to wire the funds before close of escrow, and then they own the property.
Also, there's not much documentation. You don't even ask them anymore how long they have lived in a certain place and why they're buying. Just send
not if they're paying cash.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm.
But however, there are going to be a lot of documentation and a lot of requirements when they sell the property.
Oh, I see. Tell me about that.
Yeah. Well, when you sell a property, then if you are not a U.S. citizen, then the IRS and the Franchise Tax Board here in California are required to withhold part of the funds until you actually file your taxes.
Mm-hmm. I see. But what taxes? If this is a foreigner, they have to file taxes here too in the United States, or they get the taxes?
Well, if they're selling a property in the U.S., then yeah, they have to file taxes. And that's the reason why the government has to withhold those funds to make sure that they're going to file their final return on how they manage this property in the U.S.
I see. Mm-hmm. So it's easy. But for U.S. citizens who buy in cash, there's not much documentation. And when they file their income tax returns, they're just, IRS, we just look into that.
No, I mean, if you're a U.S. citizen, they don't even withhold anything at all.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if you're paying cash, nobody's questioning where the cash came from. All you have to show them bank statement.
Mm-hmm.